Good evening, Gabbie.
Good evening, TC, and welcome all to our weekly podcast, The Curran View, with the Isle of Hillsborough and Mr. Terry Curran. And if you're listening free to the first half on either Acast or Spotify, you can follow the links on our socials and access the full podcast via either Apple or become a Patreon, all the w's.patreon.com/SRBmedia. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Curran View, or on Facebook, The Curran View, or join our group, which is just under 3,000 strong now. So thank you for your support. It's very much appreciated. How's things, pal?
Steady away, Gabbie.
Oh, you've gone
Steady
away.
away.
You've steady away. You've gone away, TC. Where you gone?
Hang on a bit. I'll put it on loudspeaker. I think that's what's up with this. Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're all right now.
It's loudspeaker. I don't know what it is. It's just I've just put it on loudspeaker, and then obviously, obviously you can hear me. So
Are you on hands-free now or not?
hands-free, yeah.
Can you just take it on then?
No, I'm at home. I'm in my house.
I know, but you know your phone. Have you got it to your ear and you're talking into the phone?
No, I'm not going to me here now.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't. But there's no point in doing that, obviously.
No, but if you take it off your hands-free, let's see if it's even better.
How's that?
Don't sound that much different, if I'm absolutely honest, TC. But probably be better off to your ear. Chris can pick it up easier. What did you pick up for us on the Magic Moments this week?
Oh, is that any better?
Yep, you're sounding loud and clear.
All right, good. Well, again, there's that many incidents in games, and not just from outfield players, from the goalkeepers.
Yeah.
But I want to put the game with Man City and Tottenham down as my magic moment. It was a great game to watch. I know Harry Kane scored 2 major goals and played exceptionally well, but the game itself, to sit back and just watch that game and watch that game of football, and how I like to watch football. I mean, everybody's different. We know that everybody likes different ways and different patterns of football, different philosophies. But that was just a game to watch, and I just enjoyed it that much. I just sat back, and I know the criticisms will always come at Manchester City when they get beat. But Tottenham were brilliant on the day.
Yeah.
Kane played exceptionally well, but you're only as good as an individual. You're only as good as the team itself, and if the team performs and you're a top player, that will shine through. And obviously, Kane looked back to his best against Man City, but the game itself was just to get a joy to watch. So I just want to put the game down itself as as my magic moment. I just enjoyed that game so much.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game. It ebbed and flowed. It was literally two teams trying to win a game. And Tottenham were unlucky with the disallowed Harry Kane goal, because it was only marginal when the ball went out wide. Delivery was fantastic, and his finish was sublime. Harry, you're right, was absolutely on form. You
know as much as well as I do that. I mean, how they get it wrong with the with VAR, it amazes me. Yeah. But there's always going to be mistakes in games. There's always going to be mistakes in games by referees and that. But with the VAR, there should be no mistakes. But they seem to get them, for some unknown reason, they seem to get them wrong at times.
Yeah, absolutely, TC. But what a great result for Tottenham. And I did look at Sky Sports News earlier. There was an interview with Conte, and he's actually got a smile on his face. He's laughing.
Yeah, that's the first time I've seen him smile like that or laugh like that. I have seen him smile. I mean, he was a good player.
Yeah, he was.
In fact, I will say he's the best looking manager in the league, is that Conte.
He has got lovely eyes, though, to be fair, hasn't he? He's got sparkling eyes, Conte has. I think they must be green, and I know what you mean, TC. He's a looker, ain't he, Conte?
Yeah, but Tottenham has always had a reputation of playing great football when I was a kid. And, you want to see all the top teams try and win games.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the top 8-10 teams.
Yeah.
If you're going to finish in the Champions League spot, or want to finish in the Champions League spot, you've got to try and win games. And whatever anyone thinks about Man City, how much money they've spent and how easy it is to manage those players, they play attractive football and go out to try and win football matches. And anybody what thinks it's easy to manage those type of players, Try and do it.
Exactly.
Try and do it.
Absolutely, TC. In fact, it's harder to manage great players than it is to manage players that aren't so great. My magic moments this week, I picked out 3. Cameron Brannigan's goal for Oxford United away at
Great goal.
Charlton. What a goal, what a strike. He looks a player. And what a result for Oxford. They are in the playoffs now. I've been watching them recently because they've got some proper ballers.
Not half as much as me, because every time I back them, they get beat.
Really?
So I didn't back them this week. They were at home the other week against someone.
Yeah, there was, yeah.
They went in front twice.
Bolton.
Bolton come and beat them.
Yeah.
You know, they've done me about 3 or 4 times this year. But when they're on the game, they're a good team to watch. And I will say about that Robinson, he just try and play football at that level and all, which you know as well as I do, is going to get criticised for trying to play out from the back with players what supposedly is not capable of doing it. But with the right coaching and the confidence, and it can be achieved.
Yeah.
But you've got to be brave. You've got to be brave, because there's that many critics who want to pull you down for it.
Absolutely. And there was who was it last week? Was it Billy Bowden, wasn't it, that scored a brace for them? Quality brace last week. Oxford do look as though they've got some players that really do catch the eye. So if they don't go up, I can see a few leaving. And even if they do, and they go up the Championship, there's going to be bigger clubs sniffing around these players, because I think that they're not that old. And when you're looking at playing out from the back, when you've got old dogs, you can't teach them new tricks, but you can coach the younger kids, can't you?
I mean, Oxford, you want to get to your team in Birmingham. If they get a good player, they're going to lose him.
Absolutely.
And it's a big city, as you know it is.
Yeah.
And a very deep, big club, really, in one sense. So what chance have Oxford of keeping players or trying to keep players when they put in performances like they are doing?
Yeah.
They've got to do it a little bit more consistent, but at the end of the day, they look a good team as Oxford.
Yeah, they do.
Look a very good team.
And also the manager as well. There's going to be bigger clubs looking at the manager, because that's what football's all about, trying to progress and playing at the highest level, or managing at the highest level that you can manage at.
Well, I've watched him now for a few years.
Yeah.
When he burst onto the scene at MK Dons.
Yeah.
And they played some terrific football there, got some absolutely great results against top teams, and you thought he was going to kick on. I think he held himself back by not taking a job when he got offered one, and then he took the Charlton job, but obviously, which is a bigger club than MK Dons.
Yeah.
And for some unknown reason, he failed there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, yeah. But it happens, don't it, TC?
Look, I'm not knocking that.
No,
what I'm trying to
say
is, as football players, your job is to play football.
Yeah.
Like anything, whether you're a doctor, whatever it is. Right, you get settled in a place. It didn't bother me, because I could go up and down the country and nothing like bothered me trying to settle in. But what I would say is, I knew from day one when I walked in at Sheffield United that it weren't right, and it just didn't seem right.
Yeah.
And some of the players were great, some weren't, but it just did not seem right at all.
Yeah.
So that it can happen, and I'm not knocking him. What I'm trying to say is, I thought he'd have had a bigger job before now, but he's getting his reputation back online. And I think he could manage a big club, a Sunderland, a Sheffield Wednesday, and a good championship team.
Yeah.
I think he's capable of doing that. Building his reputation up even more, and then getting the team either into the Premier League or getting a Premier League. But I think he's got something about him, I do.
Absolutely. It's like a game of snakes and ladders, isn't it? You start getting up that ladder,
but
and then you go...
Life,
yeah, absolutely.
In life, the game is...
Yeah.
But football, as Greaves is saying, it's a funny old game, football, isn't it?
It is a funny old game, and I tell you what a pass by Tillemans against Wolves the weekend.
that Man United and Leeds game were a cracking game.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Leeds are going to get overran, and then they come back into it. They look as though they're going to absolutely wallop Man United. It looks like Ranrick's going to get some more stick, and then they finish up winning 4-2. The performance, the Wolves game was a good game. Wolves and Leicester.
Yeah. Was it
You know,
water polo or football, by the way, at Ellen Road? God, wasn't it wet?
I haven't seen it like that for a long time. A
No,
long time. But
exactly.
you know, I mean, even in my days, in modern day football, they don't usually play on it, do they?
No.
In my day, you
Yeah.
played on it. You
Yeah.
know,
But the
but
ball was still rolling, TC, wasn't it? Although it was like there was a lot of surface
well,
water,
it's not
it
proper grass
did.
anymore, is it?
No, it still kept me. Yeah, yeah,
There's a is it 60-40 or something like that,
something like that.
50-50,
They've dug it up
something
that
like
many
that, isn't it?
times, haven't they? I mean,
You know, so
last season it was awful, wasn't it? That pitch at Ellen Road, the players kept
yeah.
falling over. But surprisingly enough, on really a water laden pitch, the players seemed to keep their feet very well.
Having said that, you know, I like Brendan Rodgers. A lot of obviously there's a
Yeah.
lot of people not over keen of him, but he's having a bit of a bad one at the moment in time. Well, it's Leicester's
Yeah,
team, is it?
yeah.
You know, I mean, what's happened with the guy? What was the guy you like? I like him and all. Going from Norwich,
What, Madison?
Madison.
Yeah,
He seems to be an out at team. I don't know if he's
yeah.
having injuries or what, but every
Mm,
time every time I see them play, he's either playing and doing
yeah.
well, and then next he's not playing. So
Mm.
you know, he's
Vardy's
having a
a big
bit of a
miss.
bad time there. Is Brendan Rodgers?
But again, Vardy is a massive miss because when you look at Madison, you look at the amount of assists that Madison gave Vardy.
Yeah.
You know, goal scoring opportunities. And Vardy's only got to just have a sniff of the left foot, right foot, head banged back. He's always hitting the target, any Jamie Vardy. Well, you take him out of the team, and all of a sudden he ain't getting the same assists. You're not winning the games of football. You've got a couple of problems at the back. Defensively, they're leaking goals. So a little bit of all over the place at times, Leicester. And you
I
know,
mean,
TC, if you can't at the
you
back and you can't at the front, you're going to struggle.
yeah, but you've covered that brilliantly. But I'll explain to you
Mm,
as much as I would explain to any fan what's listening to this. I've seen throughout my life great football teams,
yeah,
and when you let those teams
yeah,
get all
yeah,
together,
100%.
it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Vardy, for what he's achieved in football,
Mm,
coming in so late, especially at the Premier League level,
yeah.
to achieve what he achieved, it's phenomenal.
Yes.
You know, it's phenomenal. But what I'm going to say now is, I don't give a damn how quick he is.
Mm,
I don't give a damn how good he is. It don't catch up with your brain. It
yeah.
catches up with your legs.
Yeah.
You know, and he hasn't got that burst of pace anymore
Mm,
like he had. You know, so Leicester cannot. No club can.
mm,
But Leicester, because they don't have the strength in depth like you know your top 4, top 6 clubs.
yeah.
But you've got to be getting prepared for when you've got to say to Vardy, thanks very much. You've been absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we'd like to say and probably go on the coaching side of it, or we'll help you to have a move. And that's the way to treat
Yeah.
players. What's been absolute well, any player to
Yeah.
be honest,
Yeah.
right? But especially players, what's been great for you, you know,
Mm,
for that club, and he has been absolutely. It's been it's been a success. What a lot of people, especially the people coaching people at Sheffield Wednesday, didn't think he would do because obviously of his background when he was at Wednesday.
yeah.
But again, that's about opinions,
Mm.
and he's proved them all wrong.
No, absolutely. What a fantastic career he's had. And he was at
Brilliant,
one time gonna pack
brilliant.
it all in and go and be a holiday rep, wasn't he, Jamie
Yep.
Vardy? Absolute legend. What a great player. And
I
talking about
understand why. I understand why they do it. I
yeah,
understand
absolutely.
why they
Yeah,
say that, and I
yeah, yeah.
understand why some players do it.
Mm,
You know, packing football
yeah.
because obviously they get frustrated.
100% TC. And the magic moment out the three was Salah's goal weekend for Liverpool. His 150 in a Liverpool shirt, and he just gets better and better. The way he's pulled it down, he's done his little bit, and he's getting the bag. And I've got to say, Daniel Podence as well. I love to watch that kid play football. I think he's an absolute artist for Wolves, and I'm hoping that Wolves can get in that top four.
Listen, when people go on about the Premier League, but for me, there's a lot of technical players in there. You know, there's a lot of great games there. There is a lot of poor
Yeah,
games, but it's like I also watched a game the other night. Who was it? We were on TV, one of the foreign teams, and they won. They won 1-0.
okay.
Beat one of they won't be one of the top teams. It'll come to me in a bit.
Yeah.
They had 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
You know, they were doing everything, but they just couldn't break them down. And that's the difference now compared to yesteryear football, whereas people would kick you. Now they're just organised, aren't they? You get all 10 people behind the ball, make it frustrating and I don't like it because I understand it, but I don't like it because football's an entertainment. Yes, you got to win.
Yeah.
You know, but these teams choose how much they defend. They'll get relegated one way or other if they don't try and win football matches.
Absolutely. So, I mean, personally, I'd dock 'em points. If you set your team up like that, you make no attempt to try and win a game, I'd dock your points.
Marseille, it was Marseille playing Clermont. It's just coming to me head. Marseille and Clermont. They've done everything. They didn't create many goals. Don't get me wrong, but it was just Clermont were just boring to watch. And then they got a breakaway, got a corner from it, and they scored the second goal. It was just It was just like one team attacking, the other team just defending.
Yeah, it's like a training session, isn't it? I did look at the Nantes versus Paris Saint-Germain, and at half-time, like 3-0, and you saw Neymar and Mbappe and Messi walking off the pitch, just shaking their heads, thinking, what the hell's just happened here in 45 minutes? And, you know, it does, doesn't it? Why don't football players put the ball in the quadrant anymore, TC, whilst they're taking a corner? Have you noticed, every time I see a player, it's never in the quadrant. Why bother having a quadrant now?
I'll tell you why, shall I? Because I did the same. And the only... You see now, because there's cameras there all the time.
Yeah, true.
And the fans... And I'll tell you what it is. You know the corner flag?
Yeah, it gets in the way, don't it? Yeah.
You know, you're trying to give it as much space to get whip your foot round the ball. And if that helps to explain it, that's why players do it. They're not trying to cheat, and they're just trying to get themselves a bit more space because it is awkward with that corner flag being there when you're trying to whip a ball in because you want to come round the ball.
Yeah. So why don't they just have a bigger quadrant?
I don't know.
What's the point? I know what the point of the quadrant is because, you have to put it by the corner flag. So you've got that space there. You've got to put the ball in. But why don't you just go, right, we'll give it another 6 inches, then draw the quadrant, and then the ball's always in the quadrant. Otherwise, it's pointless having a bloody quadrant there in the first place.
Well, I get what you're saying, but that is the reason why players do it. They're just trying to take it away from the pole itself. Because if you can whip the ball, if you can get your foot round the ball, you can put the pace on it, to bend it in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have to hit it straight. So which is your lace part of it.
Yeah. And
it's difficult to hit. That's okay if you're having a shot at goal. But how many flying to back at net, that way? There's more goals scored by placing the ball, whipping, pace and place, putting your foot round the ball. But that's what it is. So I hope that helps fans to understand why players are doing that.
And do you think Lukaku will take the corners for Chelsea today because he'll get more than 7 touches, won't he, if he does?
Well, I've been going to write about Chelsea and Lukaku. I don't think Thomas Tuchel wants to play him.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to play the way Lukaku needs to be played.
But why buy him in the first place, TC? I mean, they spent 90 bloody million on him.
Well,
it's palmy, isn't it?
He's gone to Italy, and he's looked a better player in Italy than look, he's always been a goal scorer over here.
100%, yeah.
Right, but when you take Liverpool, Manchester City, your Man Uniteds, your Chelseas, your Arsenals, they're looking beyond the big lad up front, aren't they? Big, strong lad.
I know what you're saying, but he's still banging goals in for Belgium as well, and they play a nice brand of football.
Yeah, but the thing is, what I'm saying is, they do play football, Belgium, right? But he went in and out of the team. What was the other kid? Benteke. Him and Benteke, early part of that team, early days of that squad. it was him and Benteke. They never played them together, and it looked like Benteke was going to be the one.
Yeah, especially when he was at the Villa,
You
he
know,
was.
as
Yeah,
you get older, you get more wise, and your touch gets better.
mm-hmm.
But I think once you start to, and that Belgium don't have many top players. They've got some great players. When I say top players, don't get me wrong. They're a small country.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
It's a small country.
they've done
So
really well.
they've always produced great players.
Yeah,
But Germany, England, Italy, they have the bigger nations, they're bigger squads, and bigger,
yeah,
a
bigger
lot
pool.
more
Yeah,
quality players. Well, Belgium will have that burst, won't they?
yeah.
So I know what you're saying, and I'm not saying he's not a bad player, but I don't think he's a top Champions League player.
Yeah.
Whereas your Barcelonas and your Real Madrids, your PSGs would buy him. Your Bayern Munichs. That's my opinion of him, and I don't think Tuchel wants to play him.
Yeah.
But you spent 90 million.
Exactly.
And people are going to say, look, as well as I do, if they just go, look at Manchester City.
Yeah.
The amount of people will still criticise them because they don't have a natural goal scorer, or what, majority of the English pundits would say.
I think they will next season, I think he'll change it next season, and I think they will have a traditional, and I'm not saying, the big out-and-out target man like, a kind of Emile Heskey or a Mark Aitley. No, they won't have a player like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't try and break the bank again for Haaland or a player like that comes alive, shall we say. Lewandowski. I mean, you wouldn't say that Lewandowski is an old-fashioned kind of centre-forward, but he's a player that comes alive in the final third and can score goals, an array of different goals anywhere. He's the best goal scorer for me of his generation. Lewandowski.
Absolutely sublime player. But would Manchester City buy a 33, 34-year-old?
Again, the thing is, and you're right, TC, because we were having the debate about Ronaldo, who's a similar age. Would you buy that kind of player? And Ronaldo hasn't really worked at Manchester United. He's held him back a little bit, if we're absolutely honest. But Lewandowski,
none of us can knock him, can they?
No,
none of us can knock him. And you are, again, 100% right. You are. What you're saying about it is right. And yet he still scored goals.
Absolutely,
he hasn't scored in the last 7 to 10 games or something, whatever it is, which is crazy when you look at Ronaldo, because his record is, it's the best record in football, practically, isn't it?
But if you would have put Ronaldo into Manchester City's team, where it looked as though he was originally going to go, would he have been a better fit for Manchester City than what he is for Manchester United? And I think that with Lewandowski, is he the player, that kind of player, that would work in there, even if it was for 2 seasons, till they get the next? Let me throw you
this one in.
Yeah, go on.
Let me throw you this one. First and foremost, he won't go into Manchester City, regardless what even you tell me.
Yeah.
He won't go in there, Manchester City. They don't buy that. They do not buy that old player. They do not. He does not buy that player. Now let me put this to you.
Yeah.
Iva Immobich, how good would you say he is?
Who?
Iva Immobich. Swedish guy.
Do you know what, TC? No, I've never really rated Zlatan.
Right. But in general, so I like him. Yeah. I really like him. Right? All right, you don't like him. A lot of people didn't like him. A lot of English pundits didn't like him. Right? And then when he scored that spectacular goal against England, it changed the mind. What I'm trying to say to you is, when you look at him, for a big lad, technically he's the best I've seen technically for size of him.
Yeah, he's a unit and he's a good player, without a doubt, yeah.
Right. Who had him? Barcelona had him.
Pep had him there, didn't he?
How long did he have him? I bet he didn't have him 3 months and he got rid of him.
I know, but was that more to his attitude as well with Pep? I don't know.
Yeah,
because he's a funny,
a great point.
Bastard, he's Zlatan. I mean, Zlatan is a legend in his own head.
I think with people like Pep, I think people have to listen to him.
Absolutely.
Or they've gone. I will say that.
Yeah.
I will say that because the black lad, Yaya Toure.
Yeah.
What a player.
Yeah.
But for some unknown reason, Pep always had problems with him, didn't he?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, when I'm going about centre forward with Pep, he has a philosophy, and he sees how he wants his team and how he wants his players to play.
100%.
That team plays with a tempo.
Yep.
To keep that tempo up for what? How many games is in the season? 36, 38, 36?
38 in the league,
38.
And then they've got Champions League, etc., etc.
You know as well as I do. So how good you are, and he's talking about this as the best team he's had.
Yeah.
Pep.
Yeah.
They are going to drop points and they are going to lose games.
Yeah, of course they will.
Is Tottenham a bogey team? I'm just saying to Tom earlier on, is Tottenham a bogey team to Manchester City?
They've done the double over them this season, yeah.
And not only that, they knocked them out in the Champions League. When they looked as though they qualified, they looked like they were going to qualify, and then the goal gets disallowed.
Yeah.
So Spurs might be a bogey team to him. Yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, I don't think he's ever played with a proper centre forward. Now, Suarez is not a centre forward; he's a Dalglish type of player.
Yeah.
Who would play off a big lad. But they can play. It's like the front three at Liverpool. Not one of them in a centre forwards. But Pep sees that. Well, I played with Jack Charlton, and he'd always used to say to me, "You're not a centre forward." I used to say to him, "Listen, you're 100% right. When have I said I'm a centre forward? I don't want to be Andy McCulloch."
Yeah.
Right? But don't throw me balls up in the air like you do to Andy. But don't throw the balls on the floor for Andy, because his touch is nowhere near as good as mine.
Yeah.
And that's what Pep looks at. What's going to suit the team? What suits the players?
Yeah, absolutely.
By the way, and he looks at it. I don't want balls thrown into box for sake of putting the ball into box, because if we get counter-attack, they're more vulnerable, Manchester City, to a counter-attack than any other team.
Yeah, absolutely. The way they play,
you know
the way
why,
they press.
don't you?
Yeah, they're all pressing on. So if you whack it over the press, bang. Up. Absolutely.
Yes. So
especially
the more
against a pacey team, and you're pushing up so high up the pitch. Absolutely.
When they play against the the Chelseas, your Paris Saint-Germain's, your Liverpool, you've got a good Man United team, the Bayern Munich's. They will get caused problems because you're playing against the elite players.
Leicester done them, didn't they? The other season, what was it, 5-2 at the Etihad? Bang, pace, Vardy.
Yeah. So that's why he does not want to throw balls into the box.
No, and that's why I think that both Haaland and Lewandowski would fit. As I say, same as what Sergio Aguero did. Aguero was Guardiola's kind of player.
Is he a centre forward?
No, but he's a central striker. When I say goal scorer, I don't mean.
Was Trevor Francis a centre forward?
No, 100% no. Bob Latchford was, but Bob was better than that.
He was my size. Yeah. Is Alan Shearer?
Yeah, again, Shearer's
right, but he weren't a central striker as such. He was more like a centre forward, wasn't he?
Yeah, but again, Shearer had everything, didn't he? Got that pace, especially at Blackburn, off the shoulder, scored all different kind of goals, left foot, right foot, bang, head.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, Pep Guardiola's never played a centre forward. He's never played one, barring either Immerich.
Yeah,
barring him, he's never, and he didn't have him that long.
Yeah. He won't play a player that you throw the ball up to, controls it, wins the ball, holds it up. That ain't Pep's game. No. Pep's game is little intricate passing, give it Sergio, bang off the shoulder,
dominating the
1-0.
ball
Absolutely.
with quality passes and trying to put them under pressure when they have the ball.
Absolutely, and I think that both Lewandowski and Haaland would be a good fit. But as you say, he will only buy a player, a goal scorer that will fit into City's team. Harry Kane would have fitted into City's team very well. He will only go for a certain type of player, because you're right, TC, it's his philosophy on football. Book Corner TC, in association with myfootballbooks.com. Andy sent us a wonderful book this week about Manchester United, Too Good to Go Down, which was also a BT film, a documentary by Wayne
74?
Barton. Yeah, it's 1974, yeah. And on this day, the 24th of February, which is Thursday, Dennis Law turns 82, transferred to Man City for the 73-74 season. And in
The back here, the
City's
back here,
last game at Old
yeah.
Trafford scored the goal that didn't relegate Manchester United.
No, but it was the final nail in the coffin.
But it didn't matter because what had happened, the last game of the season, and I was at the ground watching the game unfold that did.
To listen to the rest of this podcast, please go to www.patreon.com/SRBmedia or just follow the links in the description. Thank you.